Welcome back to the Blackout Zone with your hosts, David and Ivan. And today we're going to start our first official episode talking about Ariana's debut album called
Yours truly.
Yours Truly.
Or as you put it on my notes, my everything.
Okay, so hold on. Let me explain that a bit. So I tend to confuse the name of the two albums, which is so weird because I really like one more than a lot than the other. But the album covers look the same to me.
Yeah, they do look really similar. And I'll agree as well that my everything is way better than yours truly. But we have to start in the beginning, kind of.
Yeah,
Thanks for Ari.
Well, yeah, I think we're gonna just take Ariana's career in order, and we'll see how it goes. So, the first thing is that before she had her real album, she released this song that's called a masterpiece called "Put Your Hearts Up" that Ivan absolutely loves.
No, I think the song is horrible. I think it's so cheesy. I know it's meant to be cheesy, like bubblegum pop. But I didn't know about this song until recently when Dave told me, like, oh, we should talk about this song. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And I listened to it and I'm like, this is trash. What is this?
Oh my God. Well,
and Dave was like disappointed in me.
Yeah, because Ivan likes cheesy pop shit like this. So I'm like, oh, Ivan's going to really like this. But he didn't. But
it depends. I think like for me to like cheesy pop stuff, which I do like a lot of cheesy pop, but it has to have like a better melody.
I think the song, my main critique with it would honestly be the vocal production. They fucked with her voice too much. Like,
yeah, and she's not an artist that needs a lot of tweaking, and like the verses in this song just sound horrible. They sound like overproduced.
Yeah, that I'll give you that. If they could redo it without fucking with her voice so much, honestly, this would be one of my favorite songs just because. And then like it samples that one song. I don't even know the name of the song, but it samples that one song from the meme, the He-Man meme.
Yeah. We talked about this last time we were trying to record, and you were going to show me, and then I was like, oh, okay, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I sang it for Ivan, but we're not doing that again.
You can sing it again.
Nah, I'm good. but
anyway, with Put Your Hearts Up, horrible song, and she decided to scrap it, right? Because she didn't feel like it was her.
Yeah.
It wasn't like authentic to her.
She flips back and forth. She said in a few interviews throughout the years that like she hated it, and then she said that she liked it, but that it just wasn't for her, and that she likes that type of music. And then like most recently she says that she like even asked her label to take it down from her YouTube page. And like that's how much she hates it, which is funny. They didn't take it down, but if you go watch the official video, it skips halfway through, and then the rest of the video's corrupt.
Really?
Yeah. So
I didn't notice that.
I
don't think I made it through the whole video because it was so bad.
Well, I don't know. That was the start of mainstream Ariana. I don't blame her or her label. They were probably trying to figure out how do we market her, because she just came from Nickelodeon, right? And
yeah.
They were probably trying to carry the kiddie audience with them.
Yeah, and even you can see it in the music video too, that they made her look a lot like how she looked in that one show, Victorious.
Yeah, I think they were trying to just carry that audience, but I'm glad that it was scrapped. I think she probably had a few songs like that ready for her album, and she probably re-recorded the whole album and went in a new direction, which I'm glad.
Yeah, because some of the ones, which we'll talk about, some of those unreleased or the songs that didn't make the cut, some of them were pretty bad.
Yeah.
And you could tell that they were from that era of recording.
Well, the good thing is that her debut single, "The Way," featuring Mac Miller, that one was pretty good. Some fun facts about it are that it was produced by Harmony Samuels, who produced a lot on this album. He also produced for Chris Brown, Keisha Cole, Fantasia, Maroon 5. And Ariana actually did her own vocal production on this. It was co-written by Jordan Sparks and released March 2013. Peaked at 9 on the Hot 100 and 38 on the year-end chart, 3 times platinum.
Yeah, which are really good stats for a newcomer. Somebody who had just came from a really horrible song.
Wow.
To do that well. I will say though, I do like the song. I like her vocals a lot in the song. The chorus I think is only kind of okay, and I wasn't really I don't like how I don't like the Mac Miller verses in the song really.
Fake.
I like Mac Miller, especially like his later stuff, but here I just don't think he put that effort in. And I think we were talking about it once where I honestly don't like a lot of like hip hop features in songs like this. Some of them work really well, but I don't think in this case it did, because I don't think Mac Miller did that good of a job in his verses. Like the song would be perfectly fine without him in it.
Yeah, well, I think in general, a lot of, especially recently, back in like 2007 or 8, remember when it actually used to be like unique that a hip hop artist and a pop artist were collab, because before, like, they wouldn't really cross over like they do nowadays. But nowadays,
Well, I think it started a little bit before that with like J Lo and Mariah Carey, like
yeah,
featuring hip hop artists.
but they've always had their share of like urban songs. They've leaned more towards pop, but they've also themselves as solo artists have crossed over to hip hop a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think it was easier for them. But I mean, like a true pop artist, like
Oh, okay, I feel you.
like even
It'd be like
Britney.
Britney Spears featuring like 50 Cent.
Yeah,
almost.
like you'd be like, what is this? But that didn't really happen a lot until like '07 or '08, and I feel like there was a lot more effort then. But nowadays, when rappers do a verse on like a pop track, I feel like they don't try anymore.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's going on with the Mac Miller situation in this track for me. Like, I like that it's both of them together though, because of their history and everything.
Yeah. Even though this was before that, but like even the music video, like they do have really good chemistry.
And they
You
were
can see
making
it.
out. Like I didn't realize that was a thing in the music video until I watched it to do this review.
It honestly looks kind of awkward. At like with like their chemistry is good, but like the making out is kind of awkward. It's kind of
Really?
unnecessary. I don't know.
Well, it was unnecessary, but I think they both probably used it as an excuse to. I think they both already had a thing for each other without telling one
Yeah.
another.
That makes sense. And then there's like that remix with Fabulous, which again is like the same thing. Like I really like Fabulous as a rapper, but it's the same thing. Like that he didn't do that great of a job in the song.
Yeah, I listened to it and I don't remember shit about his verse. Like it was so.
I just remember not thinking this wasn't that good.
Well, if it had been like a better remix with, if he had a better verse and maybe feature another rapper, maybe make the song a bit more upbeat, I think it would have been a good remix. But it was just remixes nowadays also, not to get off topic for the millionth time, but remixes like Mariah's, was it We Belong Together? That remix was on point. Like it changed from like this ballad to this upbeat like club almost hip hop track with two rappers. Like that's a remix. That's like a remake of an original song to me.
Yeah, and same with like the Spanglish version with J Balvin. Like, I feel like that one could have been like a pretty like I would have preferred that as a remix. If they would have added a little bit of a like reggaeton beat, because I think it would have fit the song.
Yeah.
The production of the song really well.
Yeah, it would have been like when Paris did the Stars Are Blind with Wisin and Yandel.
Wisin y Yandel.
I purposely said it like that.
But yeah, no, I agree. Like that was a pretty good remix, and like I feel like they should have done the same kind of production tweaks to this song.
Yeah.
It would have been really good. And J Balvin wasn't even like, I don't think he was that big at that time.
No, he wasn't. It would have been good exposure for both of them, and then it would have blown up. I do like that Ariana sings in Spanish though.
Yeah, that actually sounded pretty good.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat, but I do like that Ariana sang in Spanish though.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually thought it sounded pretty good. But overall, oh yeah, we are gonna be grading these songs out of 10. I don't know if we mentioned that in the intro.
Oh no, we probably didn't, but we're gonna be rating them.
So I give the song a 7.5.
I think 8 out of 10 for me.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
close enough. For me, it was honestly like the Mac Miller thing. I think without him, I think I might have given it an 8.
No, it wasn't that bad where it bothered me. It's still 8 out of 10 with or without him.
So the next single from the album was Baby I, which was produced by Babyface, released on July 2013. Got number 21 on the Hot 100. Still in platinum, so still did pretty well. Uh, but not as good as The Way, I guess. And actually, you're gonna see kind of a trend that her singles kind of progressively don't do as well, do like commercially less successful.
Well, until her later work,
Yeah,
like her more
I mean
recent.
from this album.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people, myself included, which I hate to say, because now Ariana's my second favorite pop girl after Britney, but I thought she was gonna be a one-hit wonder, and I always thought she had a great voice, but like after The Way, I wasn't really listening to mainstream radio anymore by then, and I don't remember hearing this track on the radio, honestly.
yeah, the same. I remember hearing The Way as well. And same thing. Didn't really listen to like the radio pop at Sarah. I was getting more into rock music, but like yeah, the Way I remember being like everywhere, and then like that's the only single I heard until My Everything came out. Really.
Yeah, same. But on Baby I think it's a good track. I mean, I don't think it's bad. It probably just didn't have enough promotion. Like,
Honestly, I don't think it's that good. I think it's
wow.
one of the weaker songs from the album. I mean, this whole album's not that great, but and it I don't know. To me, whenever I heard it, like it sounded like something J Lo would have sang back in like
J
2003.
Lo.
Yeah, like I don't know the sound of not her voice specifically, but like just the sound of the songs and like the melody. Like I don't know, it sounds kind of J Lo-y 2003. I don't
Well,
know.
to me it sounds like very 90s R&B. Not J Lo though. J Lo, I don't know what J Lo was doing, but um, that sounded shady. I don't mean that in a bad way. Like J Lo's.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm low key offended because J Lo's not anywhere near as great as of a vocalist as
Oh no, I
Ariana.
mean
But
I don't think she's a good vocalist either compared to Ari, but
watch
I think the song just sounds kind of J Lo-y.
watch we get
Not her voice.
we're gonna get J Lo stands and then like they're gonna be our first listeners and they're gonna fucking drag us.
Yeah, no offense to J Lo. I like some of her stuff,
She's all right.
but I don't know. Overall, I think the song's a 6 out of 10.
I gave it a 7. I think like if it comes on shuffle or I'm listening to the album, I won't skip it, but I won't go out of my way to listen to it. But it's not bad. And I will say that I had a weird moment the first time I heard it. It reminded me a little bit of "Oops" by Britney when she says that yeah 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 yeah. It
Oh yeah.
it sounds a lot like
Uh,
it to me. So moving on to "Right There" by Ariana. Wait. Duh by Ari. Sorry, we just had to take like a little pause break and then I messed this up. Moving on to "Right There" by Rihanna featuring Big Sean, of course. I said it again. you you need to keep this in. This is
Yeah.
good. I tried to
We're
play it
so
off
professional.
too. That's the best part. That I just tried to play it off like I didn't.
But then you said it again. Of course, it's by Ariana.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're moving on to "Right There," featuring Big Sean. It was produced again by Harmony Samuels. So he had a big role in this album, and I think some of the better tracks on this album were by him. But it was released August 2013. It was the first single, if I'm not mistaken, to be co-written by Ariana, and it only peaked at 84 on the Hot 100, but it did go gold.
Yeah. So not as successful as her other two songs. Um. And I'm gonna keep going back to this rap thing again, where I
Uh-oh.
don't think that the Big Sean verses did. They were better than Mac Miller's, but I don't think he tried very hard.
I don't know.
But
I disagree. I actually think his second, because I think he had two verses in the song, right?
yeah, like the first mini verse,
Yeah.
and then
Like the intro, but his second verse on there was, I actually thought it was kind of clever. And it wasn't like anything to wow me, but especially like how we were saying that it seems like rappers don't really try on pop tracks nowadays. I felt like it was pretty good.
I mean, yeah, it was like it wasn't like I said, it was still better than Mac Miller's, but I still didn't like it. I don't know.
I don't know if they were together yet or not, but I ship them as a couple. I still hope they end up together one day. I don't even know why. I'm not a big Sean
I,
fan, but I just like them together.
I think he's married or he's exclusively dating some girl,
Oh, some
some
girl.
other like female R&B. I don't know if it's SZA or Kali Uchi or I don't know. I might get shit for not knowing this, but
Well, that didn't stop Alicia Keys.
oh, that's right. Wait, Swiss Beats
Yeah, he was married.
was it? He was married.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then she got pregnant with his kid and they got married and
Drama.
yeah, that
I don't know. She could have done way better than Swiss Beats.
not only
though.
that, like no one gave a fuck. Like usually when it's the other woman, they people hate her, but like no one gave a fuck that Alicia Keys took someone's man. Did you ever notice that?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess, but again, Swiss Beats. I mean, I don't know. He's a good producer, but I meant like as a like he's
Oh,
very
yeah.
unattractive.
Opinions from a straight guy. Well, yeah, never mind. He's not attractive. I was gonna say you can't say much because you're straight, but no, even I don't think he's that attractive.
Yeah, I mean, I still know when a guy's good looking. Big Sean, Swiss Beats definitely not good looking.
Nah.
Well, Big Sean isn't either, but
Anyways,
yeah. Anyway, back on track. Yeah, this song I gave it a 6.5.
yeah, I gave it. You're gonna think I'm weird, but I gave it a 8 out of 10.
Maybe I'm a little more critical than you are.
I think it's I genuinely like it, and maybe I'm biased because Big Sean is featured on it, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I will
Yeah,
say,
I mean,
th-
I like Big Sean in this era. He was doing pretty well. Like he was pretty big in this era.
this is the best video from this era though, because up until this point, the other two videos were not that great.
Oh yeah, especially like the way it was kind of just them playing with balloons, and then Baby I was kind of they were like dancing or something. But this one definitely more bigger budget, even though it did the worst
Yeah, but
commercially.
so I think that's it for the singles. Should we move on to
Yeah.
the album tracks?
Yeah, we can go through the album tracks now. I guess starting with the intro, Honeymoon Avenue, which I know we have different opinions on.
Oh God, you can go for you can read the stats if you want.
Oh wait, I have my notes up, not your notes.
Do you want me to do them?
Okay. Yeah. Oh no, I got it. All right. So, so the album itself, though, at least, it was number one on the Hot 200. It did go platinum, which is kind of weird because the album actually came out after all three singles came out,
Yeah.
and there was no other singles after the album came out.
Well, it also like released, I want to say, right before streaming took over. So it was still kind of an era where you would buy full albums instead of just streaming the songs that you wanted.
That's true. I would borrow albums from the library and then just burn the CDs.
Damn, that sounds poor.
Legally. That's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Honeymoon Avenue, though, produced by Babyface, which he did a lot of production on this album, and the Rascals, who you mentioned didn't work with Ariana until her latest album, Positions. Actually, yeah, that's the only notes I have. But so we have different opinions as far as how good of it, like, about it being an intro song, because I think it doesn't feel like an intro song, and it's a little too long for an intro song. But I know that you feel like the opposite.
Well, yeah, just because it's the first song doesn't mean it has to be like a short intro.
Well, not necessarily, because there's like a difference between like an intro and like a first, like an opening song.
Yeah.
So I guess I misworded that. I think the positioning of the song being an opening song is weird.
So you would switch its positions?
Yes, I would switch its positions for it.
Well, I guess I'm even as an opening track, but let's say it wasn't an opening track, just as a song on its own, I really, really like it, even if it was wherever it was placed on an album.
Yeah, I do think it is a good song though. I think it's probably one of the better songs in my opinion on the album.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I don't know. A lot of the times I feel like the song hits different depending on where it's at, like the placement on the album. When I'm listening to at least the album, like I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of OCD or nitpicky about certain stuff
yeah.
like that.
No, I feel that. I actually do that with Britney's Glory album. Um, I changed the order of the track list because I prefer it in a different order. It just sounds better how it flows. But I actually love it as an intro because it just builds up. Like it's all these like dramatic ass strings at the beginning, and then it builds up,
Yeah.
and then her vocals get really big by the end of the song. I think it was a great intro song. Oh, you know what?
Uh,
Um, I will say my big critique on this was that chopped and screwed bit outro thing. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
oh, you're right. Well, Chopped and Screwed was big in that era too.
Was
Well,
it?
it was bigger like in the earlier 2000s.
Yeah, this
I don't
was
know, maybe
2013. This is oh, you're talking about the 90s because it had like a 90s vibe.
No, no. Wait, what you're saying that you didn't like the chopped and screwed part, right?
Yeah, like at the end of the song, it has like this weird outro of this guy, and it's like it sounds like it's chopped and screwed.
I, don't know. I always liked chopped and screwed music, so I didn't mind that too much.
What was your rating?
But yeah, I gave it a 7.5.
Oh, wow. I
What'd you
gave
give?
it a 9.9 out of 10.
Oh, you're going with non-.5s and zeros. Okay.
Well, same thing. If it wasn't for that weird chopped and screwed bit at the end, it would have been a 10 for me. But like, it's so hard for me to not give it a high rating just because of that. That's why I had to do this weird rating. I don't do these often, but this was one of those where I'm like, come on, like that was the one thing I would have changed if I was a producer on there.
See, when I rated some of this stuff, if it was something like that minor, I still kind of put it down half a point. Just
No, because
it drives me crazy, like seeing the uneven numbers.
I'm gonna start doing them more just to mess with you now. But you know what? I have to do it. I thought about giving it a 10, and then I realized that every time I play it and I get to that part, I just skip it. Like the last 30 seconds, I just skip it.
Kind of what I do with the Motive in the Positions album with Doja Cat,
Oh.
because I don't like Doja Cat's verse. We'll get to that later. Anyway, so the next song after is Baby I, which we already talked about, and then Right There, which we already talked about. So if you want to talk about Tattooed Heart.
Tattooed Heart, another produced or Babyface produced song. Actually, the Rascals too. So Tattooed Heart was produced both by Babyface and the Rascals. And I'm trying to remember how this goes, but oh wait, I remember. No, yeah, this is one of my favorite tracks on the album. I couldn't remember it
I was
for a
gonna say
second.
this. I think this and Piano are like my two top favorite songs, and this one, as a song alone, it's just really good. But I think it also helps my grading of it that I really like the placement of it, and it helps like with the flow of the album and the pacing. But overall, though, the song, like the production or the vocals, everything's really good.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best. I mean, her vocals are on point again. I love she did so much ad libs during this era. Like on that last chorus, she would just go balls out, and she would.
Yeah.
I kind of miss that. I feel like she doesn't do that as much anymore, and I think that's why one of these tracks is, or some of these tracks are my favorite because she just did basically like vocal acrobatics. Because I don't know anyone else that sings like that that's as mainstream as her.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey.
I gave the song an 8.5.
I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I am a little more critical.
Well, I mean, we have different tastes. I mean, that's what this is about,
Yeah.
like talking about each other's point of view. No pun intended.
Point of view.
The best track on Positions.
Oh, right.
Wow.
You mean West Side?
But anyways, that's my thing. What about Loving It?
Don't care much for Loving It. But let me go back to the notes. So on Loving It, also produced by Babyface and the Rascals. I don't know. I don't think it's that good of a song. I think it's one of the weaker songs as well.
I have a hard time. I'm on the fence about giving it a 7 or an 8 out of 10 because I don't know. And I don't want to give it a 7.5 either cuz I don't know if that falls under I would go out of my way to play it. I feel like if I give it an 8 and up, like I'll be like, "Oh, I'm in the mood to listen to that track." But if I give it a 7
Yeah.
and below, it means I like it, but I won't go out of my way to listen to it. So it's
I gave it a
somewhere in
6.
between. What?
I gave it a 6. I don't think it's good.
You have trash taste.
Well, it's not that I don't think it's not a bad song. Like I can listen to it if I'm like listening to the album, but there's a good chance I'll probably skip it like halfway. But it's not like a bad song either, because like if it was a bad song, I'd probably give it like a 4 or 3.
Well, maybe try listening to it some more because I swear this song grew on me. When I first heard this album, I didn't like it, and then throughout the more recent years, it actually grew on me a lot more. But
Yeah.
it does remind me of a song called "I'll Be Loving You Long Time" by Mariah Carey.
Oh, I love you long time.
Yeah. I don't know if
Yeah,
anyone's
I don't
heard
know.
it, but go listen to this track, Ivan, like after we're done, and you'll see the similarities.
Alright, I'll maybe I'll give this song a try later on.
All right.
But the next song is Piano.
Oh, that's me, huh?
Yeah.
Piano, produced by Harmony Samuels, again, co-written by Ariana. And why does the guy in the intro of this song sound like Daddy Yankee?
Really?
I think,
I'm gonna have to go back and listen.
yeah, like
I never caught that.
I feel like is that Daddy Yankee in the intro?
I don't know. But I actually really like the song. This is one of my other favorites on the album. Uh, I really like the melody of the chorus a lot,
Yeah.
and I think it does a really good job. I think it's like probably one of the better songs on the album that does like a good job at telling a story.
Well, here's a bad trait that I have is that I am not a very lyrical person. Like the melody and the instrumentation has to really get me. So once in a while, there's certain tracks that like, oh my god, those lyrics were amazing, but like the lyrics will never be a selling point for like a song to be good. Like you can have the wackest lyrics, but if you have the best vocals and production and melody, then I'll probably give it a 10 out of 10. So far, I hate to say it, this album, I feel like the lyrics are forgettable.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like it doesn't compare to the other stuff, but I think this song is just really good. It might be probably my favorite one on this album. Maybe that's why. But I do kind of agree that like melody, production, like vocals are a big part of like catching your attention for a song. But I do like to listen to lyrics a lot. And I think this is one of the better ones lyrically.
Meh.
I give this an 8.5.
I give this a 7.
Difference of opinions. What's the next one? Daydreaming. So Daydreaming, produced by Matt Squire. I don't think I really wrote too many notes about this one. Oh yeah. I just said that it was one of the better, well-rounded songs. I think with all three, like the vocals, production, the melody. I think we're pretty good on the song.
I don't know. It felt kind of filler to me. Like, I actually kind of liked it until there were some weird echo effects during the chorus, like in her voice.
Yeah.
But I will say it goes well with the rest of the album. Like it sounds cohesive as an album, and I don't know if it's because she was a new artist, but I mean, Babyface is a big time name, but like the productions don't sound that great to me on this. I'm gonna like get dragged for this, but like
Really? I really like the production on this one.
I feel like it could have been a lot better. I feel like good thing she's talented because I feel like her voice carried the album. Like if another artist had the same songs written for them and they had to sing them, I feel like they would have not taken off like Ariana did.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
That's what I mean. Like they're not bad, but they're just kind of simple and basic.
Yeah, I feel you. I gave the song an 8.
I gave this song. What did I give this song? I don't even remember anymore. Let me check because I have it written down. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Did you give anything less than a 7?
Oh, wait. No. I'm sorry. I was looking at piano. My bad. Daydreaming. We're on daydreaming. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay. I was like, I don't feel like you gave it anything less than. Okay.
Well,
So
hold on. That's the thing, though. Like, in this album, there's not, like, anything wrong with it or bad about it so far. It's just a lot of it is not kind of what I was saying about the production. Like, there's nothing that stands out that much. But it's not bad. So that's why it's hard to give
yeah.
lower ratings.
No, yeah, I feel you. That's also why like with the songs that I didn't like much, like I couldn't go lower than a 6. Even though I don't really like the song much, they're still like not bad songs. Like you said, like and her vocals are always gonna be like on point.
Yeah, that's why it's hard. Sometimes she'll have like a really good run or an ad lib on a certain track that I don't really like, and I'm like, oh, you should have saved that for like another track. But oh well.
So then the next song is "The Way," which we talked about. You'll never know.
You'll never know. Another one produced by Babyface and the Rascals again. Well, hold on, because this one. What did I say? I mean, it's kind of forgettable. I don't even remember this one that much, and I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
I actually kind of like the song. I kind of like the flow and like the melody. Like I think the flow and the melody kind of go with the production pretty well. The overall like the song isn't that impressive, but it's a good like vibey song.
You know,
It's like
I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 because like if it comes on, I wouldn't skip it like the other ones that I said
Yeah.
earlier. But I wouldn't go
I
out
gave
of
this
my
one
way.
a 7.5.
Look at you with a 0.5.
I know I do that because I'm a very indecisive person. What's the next one? Almost is never enough. Actually, I might have jumped the gun with the piano with my piano review. I actually think that almost is never enough is a better song lyrically. Uh, this one was produced by Harmony Samuels, featuring Nathan Skies, who I don't know who that is.
Same.
And this is a promo single from the soundtrack for the movie The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know what that is.
No, I can definitely. Me neither. But the fact that it was on a soundtrack, I feel like you can hear. Hold on, give me a second. That scared me. I thought I stopped recording, but my computer just went to sleep. Let me redo it. Yeah. So one of the things about that song, I think you can definitely hear that this song was not meant for this album, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like the production and the quality of the song sounds a little bit better than the rest of the album.
Yeah, I think the vocals like on both of the parts are really good,
Yeah.
especially hers. They're super good, and I think the lyrics are actually the best on the album in this song. Piano was close, but this one the lyrics I think are the best.
Like,
But I think you're right that it does feel a little off, and it might have been because it was not produced like specifically for the album, maybe.
yeah. Yeah, because I feel like it sounds, there was a little bit more effort into writing and producing this song somehow. And it's not even my favorite song on the album because there's other stuff that's catchier. But as far as like quality, you can hear when there was a good amount of effort put into it.
Yeah.
And work and everything.
Wait, you wrote Nathan Skies, isn't it? It's Nathan Sykes, I think.
Oh, is it?
But the one thing I think I did criticize about this is that I feel like the feature could have been a lot better. I feel like they could have done a better feature than whoever this person is.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing, and there's someone that I have in mind, like instantly when I heard it, that I'm like, who would sound better on this? And it's
Cool.
Sam Smith.
Oh, that would have been. I think this was before Sam Smith came out, though. Like, it was like became a mainstream artist. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be a perfect feature for this. Yeah, I gave the song an 8.5 though.
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. So we're nearing the end. Popular song.
Oh, God.
What do you want to?
Well, popular
Talk about
song.
his stats.
Yeah, I guess so. Or popular song with Mika, I think is how you say it. It was produced by Greg Wells, and he's produced for Adele, John Legend, Katy Perry, Kid Cudi, Celine Dion, T Swift, and other people. But so he's worked with some big names, and this was actually also not intended for Ariana's album. It was actually
Oh, really?
the second single from Mika's third album.
But wait, this has a feature in it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just like backup vocals.
No, it's the guy singing. It's technically his song.
Oh, okay.
That's Mika.
I think the song is bad, but it's like so like cheesy generic pop. But I will say that I think it's really really catchy, and it's like the epitome of like bubblegum pop kind of.
It's very along the lines of "Put Your Hearts Up."
Yeah, I like it better than Put Your Hearts Up though.
I will say, you know what? This song, it might be cringy and it might be bubblegum and it's cringe, I guess, but I give it a 9 out of 10.
I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's it was better than some of the other songs. I think the first I forgot it was kind of hard to separate the chorus or what was the chorus or the pre-chorus.
Yeah.
But I just remember liking like the first half of the chorus, which I think might be the pre-chorus. I remember thinking the melody was really really good.
Yeah, it is.
That's what like made the song catchy.
I hate to say it, but if it was a solo Ariana song, it would have been a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it maybe, I don't know.
Well, not for
Actually,
you, but for me.
But then we go to the last song on the album, Better Left Unsaid, which was it produced by Harmony Samuels again. I don't know. It was a good production and it was like an energetic song, but some of it was also kind of like cheesy, like the whole "if you want to party." I felt like it was so unnecessary.
Yeah, it was. Like for me, the first time I heard that song, it kind of let me down because it starts so good. Like I thought it was going to be a ballad. Like the first half of that verse, it's just so calm and she's singing all these sad lyrics. And I told you a bit ago that I don't even care about lyrics, but this was one of those tracks where the lyrics were starting to stand out to me as I was listening to it. She said something about a broken heart is all I have now. And I was like, oh my God. And like, this is when I was like going through my dumb phase, like dating dumb dudes and going through. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to relate to this song. Sometimes only on Sundays when Chick-fil-A closes, but no, like I'm like, oh my God, I can go cry to this song, and then it turned into this fucking mess during the chorus, and I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, no, like I don't think I could listen to a song very well, but it like I do think it's like a kind of like a fun song. It's like I thought the production was pretty good as well. Might have been like the only decent part of the song.
I think that if she did like an acoustic piano version of this track, it would slap.
Yeah, without the "if you want to party."
Yeah, skip that part.
But what's it? Yeah, I gave the song a 7.
I gave it an 8. There was just so much that I liked, even though there's so much that was bad, but there's so much that I actually liked from it that I can't help but give it anything lower than that. I will say though, like that weird production in the chorus, that sounded like really dated even for its time.
Yeah,
like it was like some 90s shit, but like not 90s and like the rest of the album. The rest was like classic R&B. This was like 90s dance shit that like no one does anymore.
Like that DDR kind of.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's like pretty much the whole album. I don't know if you rounded up your score, you averaged out the score, but the average score that I got from my ratings was a 7.375. So 7.3, 7.4.
I didn't do it like that. I gave it the album a rating just based on everything, on like replayability as a whole, body of work, everything, not as an individual adding up the songs, but I actually gave it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I could give this album higher than a C.
Oof. Well,
But it's not necessarily a bad thing either. And I am kind of just I don't know. I don't have any emotional attachment to this album either.
well, me
So
neither.
that might also be part of it.
No, I don't. I don't either. My everything, on the other hand, that's gonna be a lengthy episode because that shit. Ivan's laughing because he knows the whole backstory to that. There's gonna be a fucking hour and a half, yeah, like long episode about my everything and how every song was like attached to something I was going through at the time. It's fucking dramatic, but whatever. We got time.
Yeah, we got time for that. But I guess we well, before we even close it out, we still have some of the unreleased, well, like the songs that didn't make the cut.
Yeah, there was something. The
Oh,
first
but
one.
you left some notes though on the final thoughts on the album. Like, do you think it made an impact on the music industry?
No.
Is this album iconic?
No.
No and no.
Sorry, I love Ariana so much, but they just were not.
So how was Ariana viewed by the general public during this era? I don't remember.
I think everyone, kind of what I said earlier, like everyone probably thought she was gonna be a one-hit wonder or be a kiddie singer because she came from Nickelodeon. They probably didn't take her serious.
She could hear herself. If she could hear herself sing 34, 35 now.
Oh God, yeah, that's so weird. That what was her name in Nick? Kat? Sam?
What?
What's her name?
On the show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Kat.
Kat, okay. So it's so weird to think of Kat singing like songs like Positions and 30, 35, 34.
Nasty.
Nasty, oh my God. But yeah, I think it was probably overlooked. Her label, I think, probably was trying to still figure out what to do with her. And she probably didn't have much creative control because she's a new artist.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess we can go into some of the some of these unreleased songs, or not unreleased, but didn't make the cut. Like
Yeah.
this one, which I think is horrible as well. You're My Only Shawty,
Yeah.
featuring Yaz, Ayaz,
Iyas. I don't know.
yes, I don't know, I don't know his name either. Which was given to Demi Lovato, which I didn't know, because I haven't listened to this album.
Same.
Demi Lovato's 2011 Unbroke album.
Well, I can see why it didn't make the album. It was kind of like another, you know what? This was, if it was meant for the album, then it probably was included in the original album, like where Put Your Hearts Up and all that shit.
Yeah, because it would make sense that maybe that they recorded this, she didn't want it, and it went Demi Lovato because that was in the same year, 2011.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't go too, or I didn't criticize it too bad because it's probably not finished too. Like the song, it probably isn't the final what it would have been if it got actually put on the album. So I'll for that I gave it like a 6 out of 10 because there were certain parts that are kind of catchy, but it just felt so bad at the same, like just not finished.
Yeah, it also felt like a song that would have came out like when we were in high school or middle school.
Yeah, very dated. But like, so does Put Your Hearts. That whole thing, that whole sound. I'm glad that got scrapped. Could you imagine if that's like the permanent direction that her label made her go, and we wouldn't have like Thank You Next and Sweetener and any of that?
Dangerous Woman.
My everything. Oh my God.
So yeah, then the next song, Do You Love Me?
Oh my God. You know how you were saying how I don't give a certain rating below? I gave a certain rating below.
What was it?
I gave it a 3 out of 10.
I totally forgot about the ratings for these unreleased songs, or these songs. I gave this one a 4.
Yeah, I mean, sounds about right.
It's just really bad. It's like that they try to mix that party rock sound that LMFAO was doing with her, and it just didn't go well.
It felt so forced, and Ariana said it herself that this was not the final version of the track, like the track that's leaked on YouTube and everywhere that we can hear. That wasn't the final version. So,
which makes sense.
Yeah, I guess we'll never hear that.
I don't want to hear it anyway.
Next track, Pink Champagne. Now, This song was unreleased, but Ariana uploaded uploaded it herself to YouTube and did perform it on tour for the album.
For that first album. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But it also kind of sounds like that Put Your Hearts Up mess.
Yeah, actually, when I was playing the song, because I was like when we were gonna review it, apparently Brit knew the song, because she started singing. I was like, you know the song?
Oh
She's
my
like,
god.
yeah.
That's his girlfriend, by the way.
Oh yeah, Brittany. Shout out to Brit, our number one fan.
I know our one and only
fan.
fan. She goes and likes everything we post, and it's like the only like we get, and I'm so thankful. And she manages our social media, so shout out to her.
Yeah, big shout out to her for her helping us. But yeah, the pink champagne. I didn't care much for it. I gave it a 6.
I kind of like it. I'm on the fence, but it almost well, I think it would have been better if someone else like Kesha sang it, like someone who's not that vocally talented. Well, I didn't mean to sound shady either, but you know what? Like Ariana has a big
No, yeah,
range. Like it's not fitting for her voice. Like it just goes to show that no matter how talented you are, like there's just some songs that aren't meant to fit with your style and your voice. But I think if another singer reworked this, like a more pop radio friendly type voice, it would be good. But anyways, as an Ariana track, I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Then her last song, or the last song on here, Boyfriend Material. I don't know what that says. The song was later purchased by FX.
Yeah, that's a Korean.
Oh, it's a Southern
group.
Korean.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And it was reworked into their song No More. The song wasn't that bad, to be honest.
No, I know that's what I thought too. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I gave it a 7 out of 10 just because the chorus I was kind of like, whatever. But the song itself is not bad. It's not a bad song.
Yeah, like it's cheesy, but I feel like it fits with the rest of the album. Like
yeah, I'm surprised this was cut, to be honest.
Yeah, and it also feels a bit unfinished, but I feel like if it had gotten a little bit of or worked on a bit more, it would have been better. And I can hear like the final version in my head, like what I imagined the final version to be in my head, and I actually really liked it.
That was Oh, sorry, I got a message.
Well, that was it for the unreleased material. What are your thoughts overall on all the unreleased work?
I'm glad they stayed off the album, except for Boyfriend Material, which I feel like could have been on the album. But yeah, it was, they were definitely cut for a reason.
Do you have like a favorite track from this era? You can be either album or unreleased. That like, what's your favorite track?
I'd definitely say that. What was it? Probably Piano was probably my favorite.
When we're done with this, go listen to the intro of Piano and tell me that's not Daddy Yankee though.
Right. I'll give it a try. But yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up for this era.
Alrighty. Well, thank you again for listening. This was episode 1 of the Blackout Zone, and we just reviewed Ariana's debut album, Yours Truly. Yeah, hopefully we're gonna try to upload this, and then hopefully we can upload the episode where we review my everything, right, like maybe even within the same day if we can get it together. We've been having a lot of technical difficulties, but
we'll get it together.
We will. And this was really fun to do. I hope it was entertaining, and maybe it gave you a different perspective on whatever thoughts you already had on this music, and listen to the album and think about what we talked about. And maybe if you're on YouTube, we're going to try to upload this on YouTube and SoundCloud. So if you're on YouTube, leave a comment and mention how your rankings are of these songs. Go ahead and leave your ratings, leave your opinions and your thoughts. Maybe it'll give us a new perspective, and one day we can revisit the album with a different mindset, and then we can give it an updated review.
That's true. Music's always evolving.
It is, and our taste always change, right? Like maybe you go through something and then you like maybe me that I say I don't like songs for their lyrics. Maybe I start to become more lyrical if I go through something traumatic. But if anything, I've gone through more trauma, and the more trauma I go through, the more like carefree I live life, because like I don't take it serious.
Right.
I just listen to dumb shit and whatever sounds good, and that's kind of how I live life. But off topic, like we always go.
Right.
I don't know anything else that we have to say.
No, not really. I mean, if there's any other suggestions as well, because we're gonna be doing a wide variety of artists. So if you guys have any suggestions, just also leave it below.
Yeah. Please let us know who you want us to review, or you know what, this is gonna be more album based. I think even if we focus on an artist, we're gonna take it an album at a time. So leave us your favorite album, and if we get enough, requests to do a certain album, we'll definitely do it.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe even some giveaways coming soon.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe an Amazon gift card.
Yeah.
I think that would be
maybe
cool.
even or a vinyl record. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
We could do something.
Well, we'll see. Well, maybe some credits for Ticketmaster. So once this Rona bullshit is over, you can go see your favorite artist on tour.
That's true. Well, but we'll see how this slowly evolves.
All right. Well, thank you guys again.
Thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you next.
You're gonna say that every episode?
Maybe.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording now.